Once upon a time, in a small quiet town, there stood an old creaky house at the end of a long winding road. The house had been abandoned for years, and everyone in town called it the haunted house. Its shutters hung crooked, the windows were covered in dust, and the front yard was full of weeds taller than a person. No one ever dared to go near the house. People said it was haunted by ghosts who made spooky sounds and strange shadows that danced across the walls. But there were three brave friends who were curious about the house: Emma, Leo, and Max. One chilly October afternoon, just as the sun was beginning to set and cast long shadows, the three friends stood at the bottom of the hill, staring up at the haunted house. "Do you think it's really haunted?" asked Max, trying to sound brave. Emma, the fearless leader of the group, shrugged. "There's only one way to find out. Let's go inside." Leo, who was usually cautious, gulped but followed his friends. Together, they slowly climbed the hill, the wind whistling through the trees as if whispering secrets. When they reached the front door, it let out a long creak as Emma pushed it open. Inside, everything was dark and dusty. The air was cold, and the floorboards groaned beneath their feet. Strange cobwebs hung from the ceiling, and old furniture stood covered in sheets that looked like ghosts. "Let's split up and explore," Emma suggested, always the brave one. Max and Leo weren't sure that was a good idea, but they didn't want to seem scared. As they wandered through the house, the three friends heard strange noises, footsteps echoing upstairs, the sound of a door creaking open by itself, and a soft, eerie whisper that sent shivers down their spines. "Did you hear that?" Leo whispered, his heart racing. "It's probably just the wind," Emma said, though even she was feeling a little uneasy. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed through the house. The three friends jumped, their hearts pounding. They ran into the hallway, bumping into each other. "What was that?" Max asked, wide-eyed. "It came from the attic," Emma said, pointing to a narrow staircase at the end of the hall. Without hesitation, she led the way up the creaky stairs. The attic was dimly lit by a single, dusty window. Old boxes were piled high, and there were strange shadows that seemed to move on their own. In the corner of the attic, they saw something glowing, a faint green light flickering in the darkness. The three friends crept closer. As they did, they heard a soft voice say, "Help me!" Max gasped. "It's a ghost!" But as they moved closer to the glowing object, they saw it wasn't a ghost at all. It was a small glowing lantern, and sitting next to it was an old man with kind eyes and a gentle smile. "Hello there," he said, his voice soft but not scary. "I've been waiting for someone to visit me." Emma, Leo, and Max stared in surprise. "Who are you?" Emma asked. The old man chuckled. "I'm the caretaker of this house. Years ago, people started saying it was haunted, so they stayed away. But it's not haunted, it's just lonely." The friends looked around, realizing that the spooky shadows were just the flicker of the lantern, and the strange sounds were the wind blowing through the old house. The whispers were just the creaking of the walls. "Would you like to help me bring this old house back to life?" the old man asked, smiling warmly. The three friends nodded eagerly. Together, they cleaned up the dust, opened the shutters to let in the sunlight, and trimmed the overgrown yard. The house, once spooky and dark, became bright and cheerful. And from that day on, the haunted house was no longer haunted. It was a place of laughter and fun, where the children of the town came to play, and the old caretaker always had stories to tell. The mystery of the haunted house was solved, and the friends learned that sometimes the scariest things are only scary because we don't understand them.